Now that we've added these files to this library, it's time to learn how to view these files. There are two ways to view a file. You can view files in the browser, or you can view them in a program. We'll start by viewing files in the browser. You view a file in the browser when you need to take a quick look at the document. So let's start with a Word document. We'll view this Word document here in the browser, and we do that by hovering, clicking the arrow, and then we click View in Browser. And there, the Word document opens quickly in the browser for us. And specifically, it's actually opening something called the Word Web App. The Word Web App is a lighter browser-based version of the Word program. And this is great because then I don't have to open Word and then open this file in the program. It just quickly loads in the browser, ready for me to view it. And even better, if I don't happen to have Word installed on my computer, then this Word Web App is a great alternative. Now I can do a lot here when just viewing the file. I can, of course, scroll through the document and read it, and that's fairly obvious. But I can also choose to use these scrolling buttons if I want to, or I can just jump to a specific page by typing in the number and pressing Enter. And if I need to search this document for a word or phrase, I can click Find and then type a word in here, press Enter, and it will show me all the instances of that word. And if I click one of these, it will jump to that instance. So that's really handy too. And while I'm viewing a document, I can also zoom out a bit to see what the document looks like from a higher level. So I'll click this zoom menu here. Maybe I'll choose full page, and there we go. I can zoom way back and see what this document looks like from a higher level. I can always go back to where I was before. Now, why would you just view a file? Why wouldn't you just open it and start editing it? Well, maybe it's something your boss's boss wants you to read, and if that's the case, you probably want to be sure you're just viewing it and not opening it and potentially changing anything. And this is often called viewing as read-only. Read-only means I'm just reading the file. I'm not editing or changing it whatsoever. Now you can view other files in the browser too. So if we go back to our library, let's take a look at viewing an Excel spreadsheet in the browser. So we'll hover over an Excel file here and then click View in Browser. And the same sort of deal. We've got the Excel web app, which has opened our Excel file very quickly. And here I can navigate around as well. I can go to different sheets. I can expand and collapse pivot tables if I need to. And I could even do a search similar to the Word web app. So I could do a search for the name Fuller, and it'll take me to the first instance of that name in the spreadsheet. So that's pretty handy. So we've looked at Word and Excel files in the browser. Can we view other kinds of files in the browser? Sure we can. In fact, we can view Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote files in the browser. And you do that the same way. Hover over a PowerPoint file and click View in Browser, or hover over a OneNote file, click View in Browser. One last thing to mention when viewing files. Most libraries will allow you to simply click the link to the file and open it in the browser. Now that's not always the case, as we'll show you later on in the course, but for the most part, that does work. The other way to view files is to view them in a program. Why would you want to do this? Because certain functionality may be unavailable to you when you are viewing the file in the browser. Let's start with the PowerPoint file. We'll hover over this PowerPoint file, click View in Browser, and the file opens in the PowerPoint web app. You can navigate through slides. You can even view notes if you have them for a particular slide. You could even start the full screen slideshow if you wanted to. But one of the things I'm used to on the left-hand side when I'm viewing a PowerPoint presentation, I'm used to using those slide thumbnails to navigate through the slideshow. And I don't have those in this PowerPoint web app. So to do that, to get functionality that I don't have in the web app, I can open the file in the program. And the way I do that is I go to File, Open in PowerPoint. I'm going to choose Read Only now because I'm just reading, I'm just viewing the file. Click OK. PowerPoint has opened the file, and it is in read-only mode, which it reminds me here in the top. But now I have those thumbnails back, so now I can use these to navigate around if I need to. Now let's look at another example of when we'd want to view a file in a program. Let's look at an Excel file. We'll view this file in the browser here. And the Excel web app quickly opens this file. Now let's say I'm looking over this data, and notice as I'm scrolling down, I do lose that top row of column headers. It would be nice if this top row stayed put so that when I scrolled down I could see what each of these columns stand for. Now we don't have an option to do that up here. We don't have a button that lets us freeze that top row. But I do know that in the Excel program you do have an option to freeze the top row. So since that's missing, never fear, we can always open the file in the program and get that functionality back. We can go to the File menu and click Open in Excel, or we can just click this button here, click Open in Excel. We're going to choose Read Only because again we're not changing anything at the moment, so we'll click OK. Okay, the Excel file has opened in the Excel program. It is read only, so we're not making any changes. And now we do have the ability to freeze this top row. So after that's done, when we scroll, those column headers stay present. That's pretty handy. So what's the bottom line here with viewing files? If you need to view something quickly, view it in the browser. If you need more functionality, open it in the program. So that's viewing files. Coming up, how to edit files in a library.